So, Marcus Peters is going to be on the trade block for the Kansas City Chiefs after a 10-6 record this year. Alex Smith being traded to the Redskins. Now Matt Mahomes taking the charge at the helm of quarterback. And I don't know what's going to happen, but the Chiefs can only get better. So trading and moving on from Marcus Peters, I don't know why they would trade Marcus Peters. That whole defense has been a total mess, and Marcus Peters is not the problem. And if there's any type of locker room cancer, there's anything going on over in Kansas City, it's because the team is so not as a unit, they can't play together on the field. So, Marcus Peters on the trade block, not my most favorite thing. You know how I feel about free agent corners. I think we should even stay the fuck away from free agent corners. Because this is just a trade. This isn't free agency. So I don't know what the Kansas City Chiefs would want from Marcus Peters. I'm saying if the Eagles actually had Marcus Peters, it'd be pretty damn legit to have probably a pretty good defense. Especially, I mean, not saying we won't have a good defense. I'm saying if you at least get a shutdown corner on one side, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's shut down, but he's, you know, I think he's more than average, definitely. I think he's probably one of the best corners in the league. Had about 5 interceptions this year, I think 6 interceptions last year. He's had about, 19 interceptions his career. So, you know what I mean? Drafted 2015. He was a steal, and honestly, I think that defense in Kansas City is overrated. They haven't changed any. They haven't really changed any personnel besides offensive coordinator because they have to, because he's, Nuga, whatever his name is, offensive coordinator for Kansas City, went to the Bears. And it's just been a total mess. And then you got Alex Smith, going to the Redskins. And then Matt Mahomes, the newly acquired 9th pick of the overall draft last year, is going to be the starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. And that is probably a good sign for the fans, being happy that Alex Smith is out the fucking door and onto a shittier fucking team than the team he was on. But Marcus Peters, man, he's a swagger, talk about fucking shit-talking corner, and I love it. You know what I mean? He's had he's had his bumps along the road, but I think he really has to get to a really good defense. I heard him going to the Colts. I heard he's going to go to a team and get, he's going to go to a team and, a team is going to fucking pay a lump sum for him, which I wouldn't give up a few picks. You know what I mean? It's just out of the question. You know how I feel about fucking corners. You know how I feel about all these free agent fucking corners that we've drafted, that we've acquired over the years and done nothing for us because we've had a really screwed up coaching staff. Chip Kelly, Billy Davis, this shitty ass 3-4 defense. Defense doesn't take fucking rest. The offense can't stay on the field. Go as fast as you possibly can. So it just all comes full circle. But, this move is just, a team is going to be desperate to go get a corner. And especially, if you've got no defense, if a lot of moves aren't going to be made this year for especially certain teams, don't pick up Marcus Peters because it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything. It's going to shore up one side of your secondary, and that's it. You had Marcus Peters to the Eagles. The Eagles are going to have a lot of firepower in that defense with the pass rush itself. I think Marcus Peters could have over 5 interceptions for the year. I think he could probably have his most picks in his career if he actually became a starting corner for the Eagles and the Eagles fleeced a trade with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but I highly doubt the Eagles are going to go after, getting Russell Douglas and putting Sidney Jones, hopefully going to put Sidney Jones back on the map in the NFL and, show what he can do. It's going to be his first offseason working out, doing his thing, and not rehabbing. So you're going to have a lot of guys between Darby and Jalen Mills and all these guys. Patrick Robinson walked, Jalen Watkins is walking. So now there's a lot more competition in the secondary and in the corner room. So, you know what I mean? Corners are so expensive, and they always are, okay? Byron Maxwell played with a Super Bowl team. Byron Maxwell pretty much got a, 2015, whatever the hell it was that we picked him up in free agency. He won the fucking Super Bowl with the Seahawks, and then he said, give me my money, I want my Super Bowl money. That's what he wanted, my Super Bowl money. So he got his Super Bowl money. He got a 6-year, $60 million fucking deal. Or 5 years, 60, whatever. I think it was 6 years, $60 million. $63 million. I can remember that. And Thank fucking God we got rid of him. Then all of a sudden he goes to Miami. Then he fucking plays like shit over there. They take on his contract so we can move up to go get Carson Wentz. It was one of the first steps to go get Carson Wentz. He goes to Miami, gets benched his first year, and then he comes back in after the end of the year. Then he plays this past year, gets fucking released from the fucking Miami Dolphins. Then he plays for the damn Seahawks after Richard Sherman fucking tore his ACL for the year or whatever the hell it was, and Nelson Aguilar burned his ass twice on 2 big ass catches. He's been burned all fucking year by receivers, and he always said, "Oh well, you know they're gonna see why they shouldn't have let me go," and blah 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 blah. Well, now he's probably gonna be out of a fucking job. So this is why you can't sign corners. And then we had the good old Leodis McKelvin. Leodis McKelvin, a Buffalo Bills standout, whatever. Played for the team for a good amount of years. And honestly, we had Nolan Carroll and fucking... I'm going to get to Nolan Carroll, but we had Leodis McKelvin and fucking Nolan Carroll. Okay? You know, Leodis McKelvin just got burnt way too much. Just got burnt way too much. And they were targeting him more than they targeted Nolan Carroll for a lot of games. He had 1 pick six, and that pretty much was it. You know, I can go, the list goes on and on again. Bradley Fletcher, Kerry Williams. We can go through all Asumaga. We can go through all the damn corners that the Eagles have had, but free agency is just not. It's like we're cursed. Okay, and I don't say we're cursed ever. I think we're cursed getting free agent corners. There's no, or not free agent, well, free agent corners or trading for a corner. Don't need to do this at all. I don't think it's the right thing to do. So honestly, it's been a total mess with all these guys, and we need to stay away from it. So then you go to Nolan Carroll. That he was hot and cold, but mostly cold. Getting beat, getting burnt fucking toast, played for the Cowboys for 2 fucking games last year, and then got released, and then got hurt. And then he goes to the Redskins, and couldn't even make the damn team. Okay, now I'm not saying Nolan Carroll's on Marcus Peters status. No, none of these guys are. Marcus Peters is actually a good fucking corner. But I think Eric Berry's a good safety, but I think he's overhyped. He got paid way too much fucking money. You know, I think, you know, there's a lot that goes into it, but, you know, the Kansas City defense has really been just their pass rush is god-awful. They don't have the right people on defense. They really don't. They got a lot of old players. You know, you got Houston, you got a few other guys that been on the team for a while. Benny Logan that fucking went over there, got paid way too fucking much, $30-something million deal, 4 years, whatever the hell it was. He's not doing shit. He got hurt this year. You know, there's a lot, you know, he's got to be put into a good system. But, dude, I'm just saying, if he was on the Eagles, he would do a lot of damage, okay? You have him. I mean, you add him to the room, then, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to speak about that, because honestly, it's just, this is probably not going to happen. But if you get Marcus Peters on this team, he will do some damage with a pass rush with the way we do. They make some nice depth moves for the D-line again this year. They do a few other things, little tinkering moves. Bo Allen's gone. But Marcus Peters, man, has just had a hard time. Especially the Kansas City has just been falling apart. They shouldn't worry about trading their players. They should worry about the coaching staff and Andy Reid choking in the playoffs. Because that's what Andy Reid fucking does, okay? McNabb did it with Andy Reid. Andy Reid fucking does it with Kansas City. Andy Reid, literally, what was it, a few years ago, they faced the Colts in the playoffs, and they fucking blew a 30-something, they blew like a 30-something point lead. Literally, they were up 30-something points. They were up by, I don't know, 28, you know, I think they were up by 28 to 30 points, and they fucking choked at the end. They gave up literally 30 points. No, and this always happens, but, you know, it is what it is with them. But, you know, Marcus Peters is on the trade block now, so there's going to be teams, man, that are going to be hungry for a damn corner. I can see Dallas going after him, but they don't have the cap. We can't go after them right now because we don't got the cap. And, you know, there's a lot of teams. You got the Jets that have a shit ton of cap. The Browns have a shit ton of cap. You know what I mean? The Browns have a lot of picks. The Jets have the 6th pick of the draft. You know what I mean? There are teams that, you know, can compensate for it. But really, do you really want... This is the reason why getting a corner is like a big... it's a big lottery, man, getting a corner in free agency, because you don't know how he's gonna click with the team. You know, I mean, there's so much going on. Not saying that Marcus Peters is a bad guy, but if you put him on this defense, it's getting closer to elite when you put him on this defense, because corner definitely has to shore up this year. We need to at least. We don't even have a shutdown corner, like a guy that's on one. We don't have an Xavier Rhodes. We don't have, you know, we don't have a guy like that. You know, we need to get a guy like that. We need at least one corner that gets paid. That guy that produces and earns his money, that earns that fucking big deal. Like last year, AJ Bouye. Like, we were looking at AJ Bouye last year, but I was like, oh my God, man. And we were so desperate because we made no moves prior to free agency. Like, they literally made a move. The second free agency started at, what, 4 p.m., whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't, no moves, no trades, no releases, no nothing to free up cap. Like, it made all of us nervous. We were sitting in a Google Hangout and we were like, what the fuck is this team doing? We're signing, like, practice squad extended to a year. This guy extended 1 year. Like, meaningless fucking contracts were signed, but the big moves aren't being made to free up the cap. So, finally, Connor Barwin got released. We free up the $13 million in cap and we made some moves. But this team should not go after Marcus Peters. They got a big chance to see what Sidney Jones can do when he's fully healthy and he's fully training a whole offseason. Not, you know, for the game that he played, against Dallas for the last game. Look, Sidney Jones was ready week 6. Okay, week 6 he was ready, and they were so caught. This is why you guys shouldn't worry about the whole Carson Wentz thing, because week 6 Sidney Jones was ready, and they didn't play him until the fucking last game of the season. So you know how fucking cautious that is. That's good. They're not forcing him. They're not forcing him on the field. We know this front office, this organization is really taking a good time on these players, and that, you know, they're making sure with the doctors and everything that everybody is right and fully capable of doing what they have to do, and everything's good with their health and body-wise. So, you know, I'm not worried about this, but honestly, Marcus Peters would be a great addition, of course, but what we have to give up to give the Kansas City Chiefs, hell fucking no. We don't got the picks. We don't got shit to do anything right now. We got we got a first. We got the last pick of the draft. No, the 31st pick of the draft. You got the first pick. You got the 3 fourth-round picks with the Eric Rowe trade playing under 50% of the snap. So we get a 4th-round pick for that. You get 2 5ths for the one for a Matt Tobin trade, a 6th and a 7th. So you got 3 4th-round picks. So don't know what's going on with anything else, but the Marcus Peters thing, yeah, of course, I would love him on this team. You want players on this team. Look at AJ Bouye. Look, he got paid like $80-something million. $80-something million. I don't know how much guaranteed money it was, but it was worth up to $80-something million. And the Jaguars have actually got some good production out of him. And they have a very good secondary, and they have at least 1 or 2 good backups that can come in there and do some things. And Jalen Ramsey didn't allow a touchdown over his head all season long. That's just a good sign for them. So, honestly, dude, like, Marcus Peters coming to the Eagles, definitely not. It's going to be a trade because he's not going to be walking in free agency. This is going to be on the trade block. And there's no way that we have anything to compensate for getting... We're going to get fleeced if this even happens, which I don't think it will. So that's all I really got to say. Marcus Peters to the Eagles, not really. But it's nice to look at and see what they are wanting for him. I wouldn't doubt Howie Roseman will look into this and see what's going on with that. So, you know, of course, like I said, no fucking cap right now, so I don't expect us making any big splashes right now. Or big splashes this year. The big splash will probably be the Nick Foles trade if there is one, as we've been hearing. So that's really all I gotta say, guys. That's really all I gotta say, guys. So that's about it. So Marcus Peters is on the trade block, and we'll see what happens. So fly Eagles fly, shake squad up, pace, 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 pace. See you later.
Yeah. 2 rings, I'm the MVP. I'm Steph Curry, all I ever do is switch my threes. My shows look like I've been living in DC. A whole lot of people listen when I give my speech. Like Mr. King, my fit looking crispy clean. Smoke green on my eyes, blaze Krispy Kreme. Turn a booth into ash when I spit.